Yep, I can.
We had 40 inches in one storm last winter. More like Worcester weather. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On the left of the train, we have the engine house. A couple of our friends at dinner train all hooked up there to 1501 from the road. That base building, our engine house, we work on the trains. Okay, rules. We don't have too many rules on the train, but here they are. No smoking. No talking on the cell phone. You should go hide in the bathroom. Keep an eye on your children and your grandparents. Don't wander off too much. And most importantly, don't stick any part of your body out the window.
Give it that plane down.
That's it. The rest, the only rules are fun. It's not the last. Two things to have that on your car. For instance, right on the left here. This is our break. When I say the left, I'm talking about the left of the train, not your left. I think we're sitting in two different directions. How does that work, right? The left of the train. Right to the left there, you see our brand new train. We bought that yesterday and left it parked there overnight on.
We're going to go on the train.
This is engine number 1201 RS3 locomotive.
It hits the bumper and it rails and it stops.
Keep your glasses on.
Dad, you're gonna.
And as you can see, there's the conductor on board the engine. Right behind the locomotive, you can see the parlor car, and there will be 3 other passenger cars behind.
Guys, it's Schleuse. Schleuse doesn't keep moving. Guys, genau, die ganze Zeit. Jetzt kommt das
As you can see on the side of the locomotive is the old symbol of the Cape Cod Central Railroad. And up there is the cab of the RS3. All the way at the front of the train is engine number 1501. Over there is the engine house.
And you're going to see on the right up there some spare cars. That's what we get our parts.
In there is engine number 1502. And those are the dinner cars right here. And here comes the Bud car. That is a Bud car right
On the
there.
left here is the Budliner car. Totally self-propelled. We don't use that one too often.
So over there is the dinner cars.
And on the left here, you'll see our dinner train. We have luncheons, dinners, family suppers with a clown, but the dinner train card is really elegant. The whistles sounding are actually
The airplane's
voice
coming in.
code
See the airplane?
for you.
I missed it. The airplane just dropped in.
In the early days when the Queen ship would sail into a harbor, that's the whistles that they would sound. It would mean that they had it right away because the Queen was on board. Now, I don't think the Queen's on board today, but we still sound those whistles. Morse code for the letter of your body parts inside the train.
Come on, get up.
The rush goes fast and it goes very close to the train, and we don't want to be anybody missing arms, fingers.
There's a plane over there that's about to go
Not
up.
good. So please keep all of your parts inside the train.
It might have landed or it might be taking off.
Our snack bar is now open. The light snacks, coffee, soda. You can go up there and visit Steve. Also, our restrooms are located in the snack bar.
Oh, you didn't take off.
Right there, we located in Yarmouth. And in fact, is where everybody in Yarmouth comes to swim. This is a beautiful kettle pond. One good feature of them is they usually have sandy bottoms. And we have 365 of these ponds. We like to think we have one for every day. All the way to Provincetown with two branches off, one to Falmouth, one to Hyannis. The one to Hyannis is the one we're on. This was the site of the Yarmouth Station. All of these tracks date from 1854. In fact, a few even from 1848. The tracks to the right only go 6 miles more now because they tore it up from Devon to Provincetown to build a rail trail, which is where everybody bikes. You may have been on it for your vacation. Never heard about this one. This golf course holds the record for the longest drive on the Cape. It seems that last year a distinguished member of the golf club hit a ball off the second fairway just as one of Mass Coastal's trains was passing by. Unfortunately, his shot was just a little off, and instead of ate all the vegetables, and also some for the food pantry and the shelters. They also sell ornamental plants to the public. They're open all spring and summer. And it eats up pollutants. So the water flowing out of the salt marsh is actually cleaner than water flowing into the salt marsh. And they also, in the naturally occurring ditches that you can see, they harbor all sorts of baby animal life, in particular fish, all of the game fish that people fish for here.
The market, so you'll know that that one is this one here. You can put it in the bag.
Make sure you don't stab yourself. Put it in the bag.
And I don't know if you can see, but out the right side of the train, you're going to see
Grab your
groups
backpack
of
to
pink
crack.
flowers.
Then you can fit it better.
Grampy, there's a little creek show up there.
And if you look over there on one of those utility poles, you will see an osprey nest. That's where they like to
Look at the
put
nest
them.
on top of the
Right over the road, on the top of that pole.
Oh, yeah, right, yeah. Looking for, what birds are those?
Rain today, oh dear. We should worry about her.
We're now passing by one of the oldest
This
stations,
over here is West Barnstable Station.
Barnstable Station.
Built in 1854 and totally restored by their historical committee. Also, that train and baggage car and caboose, those are owned by the Cape Cod Model Railroad Club. They have a really elaborate. They took it with them whenever they went hunting. We also used it as a medicine, cranberries, and as a dye. If you know, if I've spilled it on anything. American with a rusty looking box in the corner. That is a sluice gate to let water in. The little boxes around the perimeter are beehives. They feed those for pollination. And those houses, those small buildings, those are actually well houses. They pump the water up from this And what you do is you go through the bog riding what looks like a bicycle mounted on an egg beater. And you beat the water and the berries come off the vines and they float to the top.
Those boxes over there are
these
beehives.
flags right around us would be just a lake. And it would be a lake also known as the old swimming hole.
There's a pond over there.
And it's 8.5 acres. It's 35 feet deep. And rumor has it that there's a train tower on the bottom of that pond. But I couldn't tell you if it's true or not. We're crossing over Route 6A again. Down here on the left is sort of an interesting thing. The people in Sandwich call this man the gentleman farmer. He has a small piece of property sandwiched in between 6A and our tracks. But if you look, he's got all kinds of animals, gardens, all sorts of things. Cape Cod, in one of the oldest towns in the U.S., it was named for the seaport of Sandwich, Kent, England. And this is Quaker Meeting House Road, this is where the Quaker Meeting House was. Sandwich, unlike a lot of the Cape Towns, actually had a little early industry. It was still mostly fishing and farming, as most of them were. But it had a small industrial component located along the Scusset River. Today, of course, most of its industry revolves around tourism. On the left, you've got what is called Twin Ponds.
There's a turtle, I saw
By
one.
Route 6A down the middle. Very pretty scene. As I mentioned earlier, you can get off the train today. It's most famous for its antique carousel, which you can ride. It also has an 1800 windmill on the property, and it has the Antique Automobile Museum, which is located in a Quaker barn. Thornton Burgess Muse, you look down over there, you can see a beautiful view out to Cape Cod Bay. And you'll notice that the dunes are not very duny, and that's an issue. The people in Sandwich are trying to build up those dunes because they worry about flooding. We're going to have a little mini golf.
What do you got?
You wave people.
Mini golf, that's it.
Usually wave at us. Oh, there they are.
Eddie, play some jam. I gotta take a picture of us.
And if you look out the right side of the train, you're going to see a parking lot up there, then up over the dunes and down to the beach. It's 1,000 feet long. It was totally destroyed in 1991, but it's been completely rebuilt. Box down.
We are now coming into the Sandwich station.
Here's our station. We'll be stopping here on the way back.
Now, the train goes back.
And here's the road I was speaking of coming up.
Don't say long
To
again.
the left, you will get to Sandwich Center. To the right, you will get down to
3 hours.
Then there's a 2:30 train that comes and comes
Okay,
back.
so they keep going back and forth to get people.
Yeah. Oh, there's two trains that go up.
Here's an abandoned train car on our right. Actually, it's owned, and he says the individual owns it. Says he's going to restore it. We'll see. On the left, you'll notice two church steeples. The white one on the right is one of the most photographed churches in America. It was actually on the cover of Elvis Presley's album, his 1960s gospel album, How Great Thou Art. The reason it's so popular is because it was designed by Christopher Wren. Christopher Wren also designed St. Paul's Cathedral in London. Very, very photographed. If you could see through those trees on the right, you would see the eastern opening of the Cape Cod Canal, all right up the street. They are Seafood Sam's, which is a nice family restaurant. Also, Aqua Grill, which is very upscale, fancy, nice. And this is 40 years old. It's an independent electricity provider owned by a division, it's a division of
You're now
Vermont.
approaching up to the Cape Cod Canal.
That smokestack is 500 feet high. You can see it from anywhere in Cape Cod Bay. Just to give you an idea, the Statue of Liberty is 375 feet high. That smokestack's used by every mariner I know as a point of reference while they're out in the bay. You can see it even from Provincetown. You can see the big grid this an hour. It runs on either natural gas, which comes in under the canal, the pipeline, or it runs on oil, which the tanks coming up on the right of Cove, it never was really successful because it was very slow and hard to get through. Coming up here on the left, you're actually going to see the concrete abutment or one of the old drawbridges. At any rate, the canal wasn't that successful. Here it is right here. And in 1918, a German boat fired on an American tugboat off of Nauset Beach in Orleans. Woodrow Wilson, together with Congress, declared it a national security issue, and Woodrow Wilson took control of the canal. He gave the building of the canal, or the rebuilding of the canal, to the Army Corps of Engineers. And the Army Corps of Engineers bridge, the other bridge is the Horn Bridge, it's down toward the other opening. 35 million vehicles every year. And they the third bridge, the vertical lift railroad bridge, has a 544-foot horizontal span, and it is supported by 271 foot towers. The span is kept to the up.
We are now beginning our journey back to the Hyannis Depot. All the way into the other car, you can see engine number 1501 pulling from the back. Right now, engine number 1201 is pulling from the front. We will be soon pulling into our next stop, Sandwich. We're now pulling into the Sandwich station.
sandwich station. Anyone who is interested in detraining here, remember that you must be back at the station by 3:15, 3:30, or else you will miss us. And then you'd have to spend the night here. So just make sure you come back.
Hey, William. Johnny Cash. I watched the show the other night. Oh, Johnny Cash. Good? Oh, yeah. I love Johnny. I always liked him. Wasn't on his life? Yeah, it's not on his life. His wife. His wife stayed in Florida. They were married for long time. They both died. See if there's any turtles. Did you say that thing?
Yeah.
Saw them.
Any frogs?
Oh no. We now pass by the Barnstable. We now pass by the Barnstable station.
Like a model train.
Train club.
Down that way is the trash plant, where the trash train goes, and also the Dennis branch.
just 700 people. I can't pick up all of your people. You just keep it up. And what you do is you say, all right, this is for Republicans. One of these Republicans is going to end up presidential candidate. Get all the dirty candidates all for it. I'm getting it from the summer.
We are now going to be making our way into the scenic yard, which will conclude our video.
They just print the facts. That's the way it goes.
Which is why I always tell you in college.
What's your take on the average college population? Yeah, that's a change. It used to be.
Even in mass. Weird, because when I was in mass.
What's their Padres name? Talk about Joe.
Over there is the roundhouse again. And we are now approaching up the dinner cars. Here come the mud cars. There's the engine house. And off on that old abandoned track is the way to the roundhouse. Unfortunately, though, the roundhouse was abandoned when New Haven stopped controlling the Cape Cod Central.
Ended up back in Congress.
Our train is now pulling back to the New Haven station, which brings our video to a close. Thank you for watching with us. Now concluded our trip aboard the Cape Cod Central Railroad.